just got a yellow mission box here. Thought I'd share. It's pretty good one actually, gotta say. 3-star craft weapon, 3-star weapon, 3-star trainer hero, War Machine Flask, 2 wrist computers. That's amazing. 5-star weapon, 3-star weapon part, 5-star weapon part, and all these skill books, which is really good. I always run in short on the epics. 6 loot tickets to finish it off. That is awesome. So I also just wanted to chat a little bit about what to look for in an alliance. So everybody's gameplay is a little bit different. Some players are casual and maybe don't want War Machine hits to be obligatory, because you may miss a day or two here and there. And then there's other players that are on several times a day and wouldn't mind an alliance where War Machine hits are mandatory, which is perfect. Now, a lot of alliances also want you to, if you're opted in for war, use all flags or opt out. So, and that's fair. That's fair. If you're not using all your flags, you leave your team hanging. You're basically squatting on the field, right? Because then your opposition gets like free shots at your team and can really rack up the points there, and then you're not using your flags to try and recoup any of that for your team. So that is definitely fair. So you got, when you're searching for an alliance, you can read the banners up here. So this is 100% active. Yeah, definitely. To stay in the #1 spot, yeah. You've got a lot of competitive players there on this one. And then there's other ones that may not be quite so competitive, but I think generally speaking in the top 100 they are. See, this one says 5 days to keep in the alliance, so a lot of them will have time limits. 3 days, 5 days, whatever the case may be. So when you first go to an alliance, it's just best to ask what's kind of expected. Obviously people go on vacation, different things happen. That's life, that's gonna happen. So, but if you know ahead of time that you're gonna be gone for a couple weeks, if you're giving the alliance a heads up, then you're usually fine. If you're not giving them a heads up and you disappear for a couple weeks, there's a good chance that you're going to be kicked, for sure. So yeah, it's just best to ask. It's just being polite, part of the etiquette, right? And then you know whether or not you need to do war hits every day, or when you, sometimes it's just, they just want you to when you log on, right? So even if you don't log on for 2 days, as soon as you log on, then, you know, hit it. And oh, see, this one has hit War Machine daily. Be active. So yeah, that makes sense. Haven't really saw any that say all 6 flags are opt out for war. I'm sure there's probably alliances where it's mandatory to play in every war too. Unless, again, something life-wise happens. Yeah, so when you're looking, just kind of sync what you want out of the game with what the alliance wants too, right? And then you guys can keep on grinding together, and then you keep on making progress, right? That's one way to do it, and you want oh, here's one that does say war participation is mandatory. So, because you want to fill that war chest too, right? And you want to get as many war machines as you can. Statistically speaking, the war machine is the best way to acquire your promo materials for your heroes, right? Because every 5-6 days ideally you're filling the war machine chest here. See, mine has 3 out of 5 right now. So you're filling that mission box every 5 to 6 days, maybe 7 if you miss a couple in a row. So that's a good way to get your promo mats for sure. That's a guaranteed way every few days. Plus every time you get the war machine, obviously it's gonna drop loot, right? And the higher you get in the loot roll categories, the more items you get. So if you're an A or an A+, there's a good chance that it drops more items, and there's a better chance that it'll be a promotion material for your heroes. So I got Rex here right now, and he's gonna be a while before I can promote him. So I definitely want to hit all the war machines I can, right? 3 risk computers now. Thanks to that yellow mission box. That's awesome. Yeah, it's gonna be quite a while before I get the other pieces all together though, right? So I'm gonna make sure I hit the war machines every day. Hopefully it drops some of these materials along the way. And I am opted into war. Even though I don't have 30 heroes yet, I'll be using a couple of teams of feeders, which is fine. Just not a big deal. This is just a pretty small alliance here. But yeah, I can always use I only need 2 teams of feeders, so I only need 10 2-star feeder heroes, which I have lined up already. And I'll just use those first, and then I can feed them to my 3 and 4-star heroes before I use them in war. So yeah, I'll definitely be using all 6 flags. Won't be too effective. I don't have a very strong team yet, but yeah, just all takes time, right, to level up. But I figured I'd participate in war because I'm hoping to get down a little bit further here, and they should be able to collect that crowbar by the time the 6 days is up. Not sure how much further I'll get, but it'd be nice to get up to the epic skill books, up to 40 here, but I'm not holding my breath on that one. I don't think I'll make it there. But hey, getting the crowbar would be fantastic, considering I just started out, and that would go a long way to helping promote Rex, that's for sure. Get my tank a little bit stronger. But yeah, so I just want to talk briefly about that. Some alliances probably are quite casual when it comes to wars, and maybe you can sit on the battlefield and not use your flags, but generally speaking, they all want you to use them. So it takes a long time to fill the war chest too, right? If you're doing it that way, where it's casual and not everybody's fully participating, because then you only get 1 point, because you're going to end up losing a lot of them. That's still the biggest reason I see in games like this for people to leave. It's teammates not using war flags and not using their war machine hits. So if it's somebody that's a really active player, they're gonna end up leaving and finding an active alliance that kind of fits what they want in the game. So, and it's a good way to progress too, right? Like, you want to get some wins to fill up your war chest. 25 wars. If you're only doing 1 point at a time, it's gonna take 25 wars to get to that war chest. Plus, and there's a lot of promotion materials that could drop in the war chest too, right? So if you're winning a bunch of wars in a row, you get that war chest sooner, then you're gonna get the mats to promote your heroes a heck of a lot quicker. So yeah, so I just wanted to go over that briefly, just some etiquettes, that's all. Some alliances are adults only, and some alliances are kid-friendly too. That's another thing to consider. Yeah, but just sometimes it takes a little while, but you find one that kind of suits what your goals in the game are. Then you sync that with an alliance that's got the same goals, and it's yeah, it can be pretty sweet. Adds a lot of fun too, right? Being in an alliance with the same type of goals, and you guys are hitting your goals along the way. It just adds another cool dimension to the game, right? So I think that's it for now, and I will chat at you all later. Take care.